Hey, how you doing, guys? This is a new series for my YouTube channel, which is called The Talk. I'm gonna talk a little bit about different topics, my history as a guitar player, my bands, and other different topics that have nothing to do with that afterwards. So the first episode is the early days. So, I was born in Italy in 1980. My parents from the south of Italy. I was born in the north, and I lived almost at least for the first 24 years in the north of Italy, and always surrounded by music. A lot of music in the house. A lot of relatives playing the guitar and other instruments. I get used to listen to a lot of blues, rhythm and blues, and rock from the 70s. So I developed this kind of I kind of learn a lot about this kind of music. That's why when I start playing blues, when I start studying at the music university and stuff, it's kind of I pick it up pretty easy because I think it's something that is inside my DNA in a way. Even if usually I don't play so much blues, of course, as I guess you know. I started playing the guitar when I was 7 or 8 at the end of the in late 80s, we can say. But I quit because it's kind of difficult because of the physicality of the instrument. I remember I had a really pretty bad guitar, which I still have in my parents' house in Italy, an acoustic guitar with a really high action. I quit playing that guitar, but I start again playing the same guitar with probably higher action even in 1993 at the age of 13. And from that day until now, I never actually stopped playing the guitar. And at the age of 13, I want to start playing the guitar because I get inspired by some friends at school who are playing bass, drums, and stuff. And I decided, you know what, I'm gonna put on a band, And so that was my first goal. Was not even to learn how to play an instrument. It was to have a band and play in a band. That was the cool stuff to do. And of course, I kind of start practicing, and I learned pretty fast because I remember at that time I was listening to a lot of Queen, and so my goal was to play the Queen songs, which is not exactly an easy task for a beginner. I don't remember how, but I got a hold of a book, a tab book, which I couldn't, of course, read. But with the help of my father, I kind of got the basic of reading tabs, and I learned the chords. And I remember the first song I played was "A Kind of Magic" of Queen, and I started the first band, which was called Vertigo, in 1994, and with some friends from the high school. I was in the beginning of the high school. I was 14. Vertigo doesn't do anything significant. We managed to record a demo. A demo what was just for us, just to compose some music, because that was the aim since the beginning. I don't think we ever played cover actually, because we couldn't actually play cover. So I guess that was the point. But still, I quit this band because I feel that I'm the only guy interested in bringing this band to the next level, which would be playing gigs, recording a more professional demo and stuff. And with a friend of mine from the high school, I joined, or at least I start Arcadia. Like I will be the founder of Arcadia together with Eduardo Nicodemo, who is the drummer of Arcadia still nowadays. We start, hanging out and playing some cover songs. I feel there is something there. Eduardo, he was already a pretty good drummer. I was kind of okay guitar player. I had a good rhythm, and I could play some solos. I didn't have so much technique, but the things that I was playing in were kind of structured in a way that they were sounding good, and or good enough at least. And we had another solo guitar player, and we had the bass player who was completely a beginner. But somehow the band in the next, we are now in December 1995. Somehow the band managed to keep going, to rehearse, playing cover songs, Metallica, Nirvana, and then other stuff when we started listening to heavy music like Pantera, Machine Head and Fear Factory and those kind of things. And we played some concerts, in the school concerts and stuff. Of course, it's just the beginning, so the band doesn't sound good at all. But the band, which of course would be Arcadia afterwards, after a lineup change in 1997, so 2 years after that, we managed to record the first demo tape, which is called Tool, and it's composed by original song, which is Tool, and 2 cover songs. And we get some reviews in the magazines. There are some magazines in Italy. There were some magazines. There are still some magazines, but the magazines at the time were Metal Shock, Metal Hammer, Flash, Psycho, and all those kind of magazines. And so we start getting known in the underground in a way. In 1998, in the winter of 1998, we recorded the second demo, which is called The War of Silence, which is composed by 4 original songs in the style of Master of Puppets of Metallica meets Machine Head of the Morphing Change in a way. So it was a mix between old school and new school thrash metal slash thrash metal, I guess. We start playing gigs outside from our area. So we play in Turin, we play probably in Milan, we play all over the place in Italy. And then in 1999, we recorded the new demo tape, which is basically a CD. So it's the first CD. At that time, making a CD, it was something more professional in a way, because still a lot of bands didn't make it so far. But we recorded this CD, which is composed by 3 songs, all original, and then extended to 5 songs. The production is kind of very modern in a way, for being at that time, even if the drums is still acoustic. Some kind of modern guitar tone, because we started using the 5150 amps of a PV and active bass, and we tried to push these drums in. We didn't even know about like triggering drums, but we knew that we would have liked to have those sounds that were used by Pantera and Fear Factory. So we try our way to make it work, and in some ways, thanks to a friend who was still a kid like we were, like 19, 20 years old, he managed to give the band a good sound, a modern sound, and I will be always grateful for that. This guy's name is Cesare Petrelli, who is a friend of mine. We didn't hang out together for a long time now because I live far away, and I don't visit Italy so often. But he was one of my first inspiration when it comes to music and production, honestly. He did a great job. He worked with a lot of orchestras, he produced a lot of bands and stuff like that. And the cool stuff is that he had his own style, but he was really, really flexible. So he managed to give a little bit of some kind of professionalism to the sound of Arcadia. At this point, they get contacted by No Brain Records, which was a record label from Italy, which at that time was pretty known because they released a lot of modern bands, and up to that point we signed a contract with them, And the album, which is called Saint, is being recorded in the beginning of 2001. So basically, uh, now the band is recording the debut album, and there will be some touring starting afterwards. But that's another story, and we can keep it for the next episode of The Talk. All right? Thank you very much. I'll see you soon. Cheers.